Hey, hey, Mouthful fam. We are back for another episode. Welcome to Mouthful TV. Thank you for joining us. We have a great episode tonight that we want you to be a part of, and we have some special guests with us. But before I forget, don't forget to follow us on all of our platforms that we have. So Instagram, mouthful_TV, all major streaming platforms. Okay, so that's your Google, Apple, Spotify, all of them that you have, Mouthful Talk Show. And of course, our website, www.mouthful-tv.com. And don't forget to follow our partner, A Taste of the Culture, for all of your wine, spirits, and liqueurs. And be sure to put in that Mouthful discount for your discount off of your subscription. All right, so first, let me go ahead and introduce our boss lady that's joining us tonight. Hey, Merica.
Yes, sir.
The face behind the success. We're so glad to have you on this episode.
Thank you. I'm always happy to join. So
yeah. And you brought a special guest along with us, right?
Yes, I did. I have Mr. Solomon here, all the way from Georgia, but moved to Dallas. How you doing, Solomon?
I'm good. Appreciate the opportunity.
No, I appreciate the interest and come on, we're glad to have you. So tell the people who you are, what you do.
Oh man, I do a lot of different things, man. But
so we want to hear it all.
I know, right?
What's up, brother?
But been in Dallas for about 2.5 years now, so definitely enjoying the Dallas vibe. But my full-time life, I'm an educator, so I'm an administrator at a college, and I teach at a graduate school. And then my part-time life, after 5, I'm an entrepreneur. So I have my own podcast, my own contracting consulting company. So just, enjoying life and, this whole entrepreneur space, and grateful to get on the podcast and kind of promote that more, and wrote a book as well about 2 years ago, The King in Me, designed for Black men to find their purpose. So, just on the grind, man, and just trying to, you know what I'm saying? Keep it going.
You got to drop the gems tonight, then. We need some consulting tips. We need some some tips that come from the book. Where do we find the book?
So the book is everywhere, but it's on Amazon. That's the easiest place. And so it's a 4-part series. So we got a hard copy, ebook, and audio books. And so something I did during the pandemic, like all of us, we kind of had that time to grow, whether we wanted to or not. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it was a good project for me, something I'm passionate about, helping men of color, sharing my story. And it's been good so far.
And what's the name of your podcast?
The Solomon Tention podcast. So it's been out since June. So it's not even a year yet, but it's been a big success.
Well, good. We're glad to have you on. We're glad to have you on.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, tonight's going to be a venting session because, there's just a lot going on that I think we need to talk about. This is a safe space. We got to say what we want to say. So we thought about 3 different parts, right? So we kind of thought about this. And the first part that we're going to go into is our economy, the way of life, living, the struggle, the success, but what is going on? Because it's just taking a toll, it feels like, on everybody in some type of way. You might not be struggling financially, but just knowing your day-to-day as far as finances, it's a bit frustrating.
Everything is expensive.
Everything.
Even some chips. Chips went up. Chips $5 now.
Right.
Hey, those potatoes, man. We ain't growing potatoes like we did before,
Well, they need to bring that back, because baby, who's not paying $5 for some chips is me, okay?
Oh, my soul will not be paying that much damn money for some damn chips.
Yeah. I mean, you think about it, people that are living minimum wage has gone up, right? But at the same time, look at how much milk costs. And not everybody is getting assistance from the government. So it just makes you think, does America really even out the cost of living for an average person and how much our groceries are?
Yeah, because a whole milk, I think, was $4 for a half a gallon, not a gallon.
Yeah, for the half a gallon. Yep. half a gallon for sure $4.
And I got a 19-20-month-old baby.
So
and
you
she's
running
still
through it.
drinking milk. So I'm going,
Man.
I'm like a half a gallon is just $4. So it's like, and Solomon, give us some tips, on how we supposed to manage our money. Like what do we do in this?
I don't know. I'm trying to learn like y'all, man. I'm not a financial expert, you know what I'm saying? They not my areas of expertise. We can learn together, but nah, man, what am I doing right now? I mean, I don't know. I just try to, if it's not important, you know what I'm saying? If it's not important, then, it's really baked to the essentials, man. I know that, it's tax time. I know that we had stimulus and things like that. You hear a lot of people come with those arguments that, because of that, this was bound to happen down the road. But I think at the end of the day, my resolution is to work, man. Like always have multiple streams as much as possible. And passive is the key, you know what I'm saying? Because I understand that I don't have a family yet. So I know it's easier said than done. But anything that you can do, that's what I'm doing. If it's money that can be made, now, of course, it gotta be something I'm passionate about, the purpose. But if it's something that can be done passively, man, like I think that's the way to go. Always have multiple streams, because I think that the prices is gonna always kind of go up. So just kind of stay ahead of it. The way the economy is going. We might go into a war, so you already know.
Right.
I mean, I hope not, but
I hope not either.
Yeah.
Listen, because Russia's looking like that abusive boyfriend to Ukraine right about now. Like, dang.
Yeah.
It's like we can't get a break. Like we in a pandemic and now we in World War III. Like what's going on?
It's just funny how all this is happening right now. Like, at the fact that we are still in a pandemic. We still in a pandemic, y'all.
Yeah.
Still in a pandemic. Still in the pandemic. Ain't went nowhere.
Ain't went nowhere.
So the fact that all this is happening now, it's just crazy how it's like a domino effect. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just how I feel about it. It's just one thing after another, after another, after another. And so it's just, it's getting crazy out here, man.
It is. I won't even pretend to be a political guru, but I am trying to keep up with everything. And I mean, what got me is that I guess there are, people of African descent, so Africans in Ukraine that are being rejected to get into refuge into Poland. Have y'all seen that?
No, I have not.
Yeah, like they're being basically denied getting on the train, getting into Poland, where, a lot of Ukrainians are seeking refuge. So it's hitting the news hard, where people are reposting. It's gone viral. There's been students, Nigerian students that have gone online to talk about it. And what I love to see is big energy coming from, our hip hop artists. So Young Thug just put out that he's calling all of his hip hop brothers to take a stand and help those people, of the Africans out there to find refuge and get them to Poland. So I mean, that's the type of energy I love to see. Like, use your resources.
I know, a lot of people, you know what, just speaking of Young Thug, actually, that man got a lot of people that think that man don't have no sense. But like, I think I'm serious, man. I had people like this, like they didn't really listen to Young Thug, or they just thought he was just, the man actually smart. The man actually, he's smart, and I like the way he moves. I like the way he carries himself when it comes to certain things, especially when it comes to stuff like this, because he's willing to stand up and do something about it. Because a lot of people they'll talk about it but not walk about it. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But I like that about Young Thug though, for sure, and that's crazy.
So like,
as a matter of fact, oh my bad, go ahead, Mary.
No, go ahead.
No, just saying, like I was on TikTok. I was on TikTok, I was on the TikTok, and I was just seeing like this, all the stuff that's going on, like when it comes to the virus, when it comes to what's going on right now in Russia, like how these people are really they're in true panic mode, and it's kind of like and they're everybody's looking at us, because we're they're NATO, that's NATO. So when it comes, we have to protect them. So we're doing whatever we can without actually getting into the war, and or whatever this is. Actually, I don't even think this is a war, and this is not a war. Like, well, this is a war going. This is not a war. This is basically Russia trying to bully somebody else. That's all it is.
Yeah, I hope we don't go into like a full-blown war.
Yeah,
I hope we don't. I really hope we don't, because that's the last thing that we need. That's the last thing we need.
Last thing we need.
Yeah,
that's the last thing we need.
So
look here. If we go into a war, I'm gonna say this. Oh, I'm sorry, Mika. Let me go ahead and say this one thing. I'm gonna let you do it. I think if we go into a war, just cancel out my student loans right now.
For real though.
We going to
war. For real though.
I bet not nothing. Don't I don't even talk to Sally Mae. I don't talk to Sally Mae. I ain't never but she better not come knocking at my door with my money. We in a war. Don't ask me for
real. For real though. You got a point, because that would help me a lot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know May. I look at the calendar. May is coming every month. I'm like, man, it's like D-Day. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to get it. Right.
Thanks, bro.
I saw somebody on Instagram say, all those people that bum rush the Capitol, they need to have dibs on if we do go to war. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We all in now.
Y'all was talking cash money earlier. Here's your chance. So, man.
Big fan.
For real. But yeah, we're just praying for the world right now, because it's definitely a crazy time we live in. And although everything can't be just kumbaya, hell, you don't want it to be this. Hell on earth. And I mean, just looking at the news, and not to know what might happen if we do get involved. And, we have troops, family, friends that serve. Thank you to all those that do serve. But like, nah, we don't have time for that. Like, we're trying to flourish,
Right.
So.
Yeah. Even seeing that video of those Ukrainian soldiers kissing their wives and girlfriends goodbye as they're about to go off to war, like, just thinking about that, it just reminds you of some of the stuff the shit that you saw, or those old movies, like, you know what I'm saying, like those old movies from like the 30s and 40s, shit like that. And it's just crazy that it's like we're reliving that time.
Real life.
Real life. It's like, that we're reliving that, and the fact that it's just crazy. It's just really crazy to see. Because after spending so much time in Iraq, we don't need to go in no goddamn war.
Yeah. We still there, huh? Are we still there?
we now, some of us are still there. That's the fact that we still got business out there for some odd reason. What business do we have out there?
I don't know. Like, dang, man.
I want to know.
Right. Fill us in, like,
it's crazy, man. So like, that's the last thing that we need. But my prayers go out to those families, because I know, like, the fact that I know my mom was telling me that they sent those kids to school with their blood type attached to their clothing, just in case if the school got bombed, they would know that their kid's blood type for whatever happened to them. And that's crazy. That's crazy.
Ooh, I'll just pray it don't come over here. Just,
man, look.
But mentally, with everything that's going on, mentally, how are y'all feeling? Like, how y'all feeling about everything? How y'all dealing with, different situations in y'all lives with everything going up? I know the housing market is crazy. Rent is going up.
Let's talk about that real quick.
It's hard for us millennials and people trying to come up in the world.
Oh, my soul.
I'm trying to tell you, y'all, true story. So we've been blessed enough to build our first house, and we're looking to expand. Listen, they out here wilding. We went to one neighborhood, a new community, and there was a house, 2,600 square feet. Somebody bought that hoe for $785,000. 2,600 square feet. That's it.
They gotta be from California.
Don't do us. Don't.
Or New York.
What y'all love to say? You're not going to California or Texas. Like, stop.
That's crazy.
But they could have been. I don't know. But
I'm telling you, New York or California.
It's a lot. Yeah. I mean, yes, it is a lot of out-of-state people coming, and the square footage to the price that they're used to, it doesn't compare coming out here. They hitting licks pretty much. That's what they feel like.
Well,
Yeah.
can I say something? I know you talking about houses and stuff, but I want to bring up the ethanol situation. Ethanol, 89.
The gas.
Oh, gas, Fred.
89.
I was
Ethanol. That's what it's
I'm
called.
like,
That's what
Fred.
my bad. The ethanol situation, and I mean gasoline. All right. So I pulled up to the gas station. I looked at the price, and I looked at my gas, and I said, "Yeah, the hell with this gas today. I'm taking my ass home." It'll be on E for a little bit. It's cool.
But the crazy thing is, you have to have gas unless you're taking public transportation. Man. Like that's just something I'm like, I'm just gonna have to eat it. I'm gonna just have to eat it.
$3.35, but for people who have to get 93, I'm amazed because my car never went over 60 to fill up. Oh, it's almost 100. And who is mad is me because I have to put premium in mine. So sometimes I regret, okay, do I need to go get me a little cash car with a little bitty tank at this point?
You got that nice big body.
Yeah, you got that nice big body. I got that 99 Dodge out there, unleaded.
Listen,
unleaded.
Listen.
Fred talking about 99 Dodgers still got an attitude. That's how you know it's bad. Like
that's how you know it's bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's like the jobs, like even jobs, the salaries, like people are not wanting to, raise their salary in order to come up with the rent because you got rent going up 20%. I think it's $1,700 for a 1-bedroom now. So if it's $1,700 and you only paying me 15 to 20 an hour, it's something not adding up. Somebody got to give. And a lot of people are struggling. Like I've seen a lot of people going back to their mother's house and, their parents' house because it's getting too much for us, especially with kids, like everything's going up. I'm pretty sure daycare is going up, everything's going up. So it's hard for everybody to maintain and manage their money.
Lord. Thank you, Lord, for grandparents.
But that's interesting because, in the space I'm in, we get a lot of people talking about, me coming from Louisiana, I was kind of shocked, like, because the numbers came out that Dallas had too many jobs and not enough people in them. Like, that was interesting. But the argument has been they don't pay enough. So
they get more on unemployment than anything.
Right. So Dallas, you may have 1 million open jobs, but if they're not paying a living wage, so that was like it was an eye opener for me that companies say that, hey, we got too many jobs and nobody in Dallas won't work. But you're right. Yeah. I mean, if I could do something different. If you're gonna pay me, pennies on a dollar, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because a lot of people are like, okay, well, let me start up my business. I'm a leave this job. I'm gonna get unemployment. I'm already unemployment paying me more than my regular job. So I'm gonna get that plus start my business, and I'm gonna do it that way because y'all not paying me enough. Y'all not one.
No.
It's crazy.
You won't make it remote. The job could be remote. You won't make it remote.
Make it remote.
Yeah.
But gas $5, so some gotta give.
Some gotta give.
These jobs know they damn wrong if they haven't made it at least hybrid. Like the pandemic taught companies that you could do your job from the house.
Everybody can do their job from the house now. When I say everybody, the CEO do his job from the house. We can all do it. If you're not making our chocolates or our furniture and all that stuff, you can work from home. But these jobs, so cheap, they want to keep their money. They're not thinking about the economy, and that's where I'm at. Everything like
working for gas, man. Working for gas.
Right, and some oodle noodles.
And don't have to go to work, but you want us to pay $5 to get to work when we can stay at home and save on some gas.
Exactly. They might keep me for a little while. You know what I'm saying?
We might go to work.
Yeah.
We'll go to work. We'll come. We'll fill up those positions. And then add on a little bonus a little bit too at the end. Christmas.
Because how much how much you say you paying per week in gas?
America?
For me?
Yeah.
For me, I work from home, so I don't do it. But if I'm like, I had to go to Frisco to a game, and I filled up my tank, and when it hit 80, my heart hurt. Like my heart dropped. And I was like, I've never paid $80 to fill up my car. And I do have an SUV, but it's never been over $60. And when it was 80, I'm like, okay, this is getting too close to 100. I'm about to start throwing up at this point. Like I'm about to sit at the house and call
for a
Uber.
pillow.
Start
And
contemplating life.
all I'm gonna say is I feel bad for, everybody got that family member that only put like $3, $5 in their tank. It's like it'll take me where I need to go. I feel bad for them now because they got to come out there a fresh 20. You at least get a fourth of a tank. Ain't
no more $5. You need 20.
No more $5. Hey, look here, don't come up here with no $2 because you got the little Pinto you
with
drive.
Some change, $2.50.
Nah,
you still gotta fill it up. You hear me? That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Okay, so economy, 0 stars, would not recommend right now.
Right.
America has to get it together.
Right.
Please get it together.
Yeah, get it together. So another thing with that economy comes, well, the justice system, right? Politics, government, etc. And what they're doing or not doing. But one thing I wanted to look at more so is where the justice system is going with minorities. When we have our day in court, are we seeing a change for justice for those of, Black lives and people of color? Are things staying the same? Are they trying to succumb, been, fighting for, or are they just doing enough just so that we'll be appreciative or silent or happy? So one of the things I think about is the conviction of for the murder of George Floyd. And then if I'm not mistaken, they just charged the 3 other officers with
life. They got life. I think 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 they got life.
No, you talking about for Ahmaud Arbery?
Yeah, for Ahmaud Arbery.
I thought they got life, but George Floyd, not George Floyd. See, and that's the problem. It's so many, right?
For Ahmaud.
But it's okay, Fred, because that's the problem. It's so many. You got to start describing the situation to know which one like we're talking about. But no, something about his civil rights were taken away when the 3 officers standing by when Derek Chauvin did what he did. They were charged. So good to see, but I'm like, what does that mean? Like, what does that look like? Are they going to do time?
That don't bring them back. That does not bring them back. Even though I'm sorry, just like when it just thinking about it, it just take me back to a story when I went to school. When I first went off to college, I went to college in Kansas, Hillsborough, Kansas, and I was the only Black guy on the baseball team. I played football and baseball there, so I was out with a couple of my teammates. Of course, they were white, and so So I was in the back seat. One of my teammates was drunk, but he was 23 at the time. I'm 18. I didn't start drinking until I was a good kid when it came to that. I started really drinking until I turned 21. So, you know what I'm saying? So we got pulled over, and even though both of them were a little bit inebriated, I was in the back seat. So, and the police officer came, knocked on the window. And I think if I wouldn't have been with them, and if they wouldn't have said, well, that's our teammate, I think it would have been a totally different story, because he flashed his light back there at me and was like, oh, I know for a fact that you've been drinking. I said, no, sir, I don't drink. He said, I don't drink. Yeah. You know how you guys do. Y'all lie. And I was like, that's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. And I was drinking Sprite.
So what do y'all think? Like if let's just say if somebody from the government or the president or just anybody, especially when we have 2 Black men on the show, and like if somebody asks you, what change do you want to see and how do you think we need to change it, what would your answer be? Because I know we always talk about, how we're being treated, but if you were in that seat to change it, what would you do? Like, what do you think we need to do in order to change that? I know everybody say police, whatever is, training and stuff like that. But what do you guys feel as Black men, and me and Star answer as Black women, but what do y'all feel like should happen?
I think training's got to be a part of the conversation, because for me, And not because I'm an educator, it's just like, I don't understand this. I don't understand how they evaluate threats. I don't understand how I don't understand the system that they go through that says, okay, ABC threat. Like, I would love to know that piece. I would love to know, if you do identify a threat, what in your brain goes to kill. Like, I would love to know the process that they're taught, because they're trained, that they're taught threat, kill, threat, kill. So if that's what they're truly taught, like, I would love for there to be a reform to try to, but then also who you recruiting, you know what I'm saying? You know, their background, psych background, not to say that police officers are, but I'm saying it does seem like something psychologically happens when certain people get in certain positions and they devalue somebody. So I think that you got to have some conversations about that, man. Like, who you, again, I'm not saying they all, but it's just like, man, it's really odd to me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would like to see happen.
You know what, brother, and to piggyback off of what he's saying, the young brother who was just killed his home was invaded. Literally, they went into the wrong damn apartment yet again and shot that boy in his sleep. That boy was sleeping.
Haven't learned anything from the Breonna Taylor.
They haven't learned anything.
And that's
from
why I asked the question. That's exactly why I asked.
It's that shit is sad, man. For the fact that I'm like, okay, so what exactly do y'all not look at the paperwork and see
you see
exactly
what I'm saying? It makes you think like, okay, how you train for real?
And then like they go in hot guns ready or into somebody else's apartment. And the fact that they didn't even take out the time to look like, oh shit, that's not him. Correct.
I definitely feel there. So let me say this disclaimer. There are some awesome cops, awesome law enforcement out there. Shout out, matter of fact, did y'all see that story of the young lady whose superior was arresting a black guy? He was already handcuffed and he went to like rough him up some more. Yeah, and the woman cop stopped him and grabbed her superior, and he turned around and tried to choke her out. I was like, hell no.
And he ended up getting arrested for that.
Yeah, he did. Thank goodness. But I'm like, here she is doing the right thing, and Lord only knows what she goes through as being a cop, and a female cop at that. You know, is she being treated justly? Is she, getting the same respect? Well, that's a whole nother topic. But did the right thing, and then your superior officer tries to choke you out. Like, if she wasn't there, you can only imagine what would have happened to old buddy then.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And if he's married, Mr. Officer, I can only imagine the inside that household, because that was just, when I saw that, I couldn't believe it. But I think to Solomon's point, I'm sorry, Mary.
No, go ahead, finish.
I was going to say, I think to Solomon's point, and I love everything that you said officers need to have. There's some evil people hiding beneath that uniform.
Yes,
and they all work for the same people. And they're taught, shoot first, ask questions later. I feared for my life. Okay, you probably are in a lot of instances where you do fear for your life, but tell me how you fear for your life when the suspect is running away from you and unarmed.
And you armed. But they're not armed and they're running away.
Like, what was his back gonna do?
Because you feel like they're gonna bag up on you and shoot you from their back. Their head got a bullet. Like, I don't understand that. And
we can go through every situation and break this down.
Every situation. Yeah.
I think it needs to be a justice system for the police. I think that they need to have rules, regulations. And when I say when people are breaking these things, something needs to be done. When you go in somebody's house and you invade their privacy while they're asleep, everybody in their team needs to be investigated.
Held accountable.
Oh yeah. And I want to know, and they need to go to court. They just like we gotta go to court. They need to go to court. They need to figure that out, and somebody needs to be. They need to have consequences.
And we're not doing this whole paid with leave and all this and that. Like, no.
You get fired. Because ain't no pay. You get fired because you're taking a life. Just like we gotta go to jail for life when we take a life, you need to go to jail for life. Ain't no paid leave because you fear for your life. If somebody is running away, it's no way that you're fearing for your life. So if you use that, you're going automatically to the pen. Exactly. Because I feel like they give them too much leeway in saying, "Oh, I fear for my life." Well, you can't do that if they running away. So no. Next, what's your next?
What I'm saying. What's your criteria?
And
like I need to know.
That's what I'm. Policies on stuff like that. When I say strict, I mean you fired. Ain't no coming back. You can't come back.
You know what else I would like to see though? Now let me say this as well. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. We know that. Okay.
Big fan.
We do know that. Big fan. But I think we do need to see, along with actually the no knock warrants. That's a problem. Like, that's a problem. How do they not see it? But what we need to start doing is getting people of color who are officers into our communities. People that actually know the community, know the people in the community, have lived that in that type of community. Because the outsiders, they're looking. You don't have to give them a reason. They got the badge, they got the gun, they got the authority.
And you could be doing honestly, nothing. They always. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
That has been a talk amongst our peers for years. That has been a talk for years, but they still don't really. They don't listen. You know, they don't listen when it comes to that. Because like just say, you know, if you got some officers that were born and raised in the cliff, put them in the cliff. If you know they know the area. They know the area. Right. They know which areas are the rough areas. They know which areas aren't the rough areas.
And they know when to.
So those police officers, thank you. And they know for a fact they don't shoot first and ask questions.
That's what
they know exactly how to approach the situation, and they know how to handle it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Instead of putting somebody that ain't never been to the area that don't know, he automatically he's coming out on on the defense right off rip. Because he feels like he has to defend himself because I don't know where I'm at.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So and to piggyback off of that, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. If there's a reason why you can't geographically place officers training, like if you're not from the community, you got to shadow with somebody who's from the community for like 6 months.
We're not talking about Denzel off of training day.
Learn the area. People.
We're not talking about Denzel off of training day though. Like we want a legit officer.
Yeah, real talk. Look, if that police officer got a good relationship with Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones that owned the corner store right there on the side of the street there. He need to learn how to build that relationship because when that police officer ain't there no more, then he take over. Then he knows that I know Mr. Jones, you know, he was around when I was training, when I was watching. So, you build a relationship. You have to build a relationship with the community,
right? Yeah. But if you go get a kid who grew up rich and over here in the white community, and you bring them in the hood, they are gonna fear for their life. So they're gonna shoot anybody that come up their way. But I feel like even if you do that, they need to go to training and say, hey, if you're gonna be a police officer, you know you're gonna fear for your life when you walk out that door, period. So don't just go shooting at these kids because this is somewhere you don't know. Either you don't put them in that community or you give them the right amount of training to say, hey, these kids, because most of the time, kids not going to shoot no police officer. Black people are not going to shoot no police officer.
No. We don't ever do that.
We don't do that shit.
We fear for the police officer.
But little Timmy will.
Why is it reversed? We fear the police officers. So that's why I'm saying they need to go to training. Right. If you don't come from the hood and you don't know nothing about the hood and you fear for your life, don't work in the hood. Don't go over there.
That's rule number one in the hood. You don't
or
never
shadow somebody that know what they do.
On my soul.
Right.
Look here. Little Devontae gonna think he gonna think about his life. Look here, bro. I ain't gonna do that. But you go over little Timmy. fuck this, man. I have nothing to live for. I don't care. I hate you, Mom.
But we bringing
Timmy,
out people who bomb in schools. We bringing them out. But you fearing for your life. I would fear for my life with a person who's shooting up kids, elementary schools, than somebody here who's running away from me, or trying to take out a brush to brush their hair.
Right.
There's too many times that I've seen videos of a white man welding a machete, welding a knife, throwing his car around, trying to hit officers, and he lives to tell it. And they're calm down, just wait a minute. Or
they don't fear for their life
like,
then, though.
Oh my gosh, it's just so frustrating. And I don't know. God willing, I'll be around to see change, but I won't. It's just too many people that wear a hooded cloak on the weekends, but on the weekdays they put on that badge. And unfortunately, the good cops are being outshadowed by the people that just have so much hate in their heart. And it's absolutely disgusting. It really is. Oh, it just pisses me off. I thought about another scenario. Did y'all see that video that went viral of the two teenagers fighting in the mall? A black boy and a white boy?
Oh, yeah. I saw that. I did.
Yep.
That was horrible.
Fighting in the mall was a conversation, an argument at first. And now, don't get me wrong. I don't know if it was the white boy or the black boy first that just kind of like shoved him off or whatever, like, hey, get out of my face. But after that, they went to tussling.
It was the black boy. He pushed the white boy to get him out of his face, because the boy stood up and got in his face.
Okay, thank you. So the black boy pushed him out of his face. They get to tussling. Two officers run in and bum rush them, put the black kid in handcuffs, and lets the white kid sit on the couch on the side. I mean, it was clear as day.
He's the one that started the whole thing.
It was clear as day. Like, I put both of them in handcuffs then, if that's what you're gonna do, but don't just one. And I mean, it was just so disgusting to just be like, yep, here we go. Y'all don't even know what happened. You didn't even see the story. You just came rushing and just assumed. So
like, oh, well, he's black. I'm gonna arrest him first because he's the delinquent.
Yeah.
And society teaches that as well. Like society teaches that the black person is always wrong because we more aggressive, we stronger, we're faster, we'll get you. Like, if you mess with us, we are stronger and big enough to get you. And I think that's more of what they fear. But it's still like, it's other people who are worse than we are. You can't just judge a person by their color. You know, I will say we are a beast. I ain't gonna lie. Like, we are a beast. Like, I love black people. We're beast in a good way. Yeah. But we're not beasts as we're gonna kill you. Like, we're not that much of a threat for people to be like
that's that. That's how you know, in history, that's how I used to portray black men. Was that we would go and, you know, get
that's
your
why I
say
society teaches it.
It's just so crazy because that made me think about the movie 42 that was based off of Jackie Robinson story, and when he got, you know, when you know his success in the league, they were like, oh well, what makes him so good? And then so this, like, they came up with some extravagant analogy about him, and like, oh well, you know, his generic makeup about the black person. He has an extended bone and it helps him run faster. I said, what? Like, it's just crazy. Like, they used to make up all this stuff about us, why we were capable of doing things, why we were, like, you know, what makes them so different? What makes them so different? So they just came up with these things.
I think if America took the time to get to know black people in our culture and to really just get to know us outside of what they feel like we can do or outside of what society teaches them, the world would be a better place. But nobody has ever took out the time to really get to know black people in our culture. They've just given a assumption of what they think we are. They don't know who we are, and I think that's the problem. I think once the world knows that, and we teach more black history and we teach the world more of who we are, and we're not those people, I think we'll have a different perspective. But until then, it's just gonna be what society has always thought, or back in the day how they portrayed it.
I agree with you, Merica. I guess I'm just kind of on the fence because I'm like, yes, but then I feel like they do know. And they're either so ignorant just been taught hate, or just like I always say on the show, right? They love our rhythm, but they don't want our blues. You know what I'm saying? And they're just like, I don't have to worry about it. So I don't need to engulf myself in it. I could be friends with Trayvon. I could be friends with Shantae. I could be friends with Star and Mirica, Solomon, Fred. But when it comes down to the fight, I'm good. I don't have, I really don't have to fight their fight. So no need for me to, and so it's just like they hail us, or do they fear Black people being the superior being, like y'all mentioned, oh, they're faster, and they're all these type of things. It's like the narrative that they put out, but we're human, so why do you peg us as animals?
And I think women, and just to change like the subject a little bit, I think women kind of like, not white women necessarily, but women in general, we were kind of on that, in that realm of like segregation and stuff like that. We didn't get the opportunity like men did. So we kind of, being a Black woman is like being two minorities. Like, we're a woman and then we're Black.
It
now
absolutely
a man is okay, because y'all have this has been y'all world, right? So as a woman, that's already one minority, because we already down low once you're a woman. And then to be a Black woman, you just in the pits of hell at that point. So it's like, I don't know how we fix that. I don't know how that is, but that's going into like what we were talking about with Sydney. Black women, it's like we can be ourselves, but then we still get like, okay, that's not enough, or you still look like this. Just like Black men, it's like Black women, we can't express ourselves without looking like a 304 or a stripper or whatever they try to portray us as. Like, we can't wear tight pants because we got curves. It's like we get in trouble for being Black.
I say, show them curves. That's what I say.
It's crazy.
I'm gonna have a shirt that says support the curves.
Hey, I'm gonna buy it from you, Crazy. I'm gonna buy it from you.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Be your first supporter,
fellas. No. America, catch everybody up on who you're talking about when you talk about Sydney, so we can get into that.
Okay, so Sydney Carter, she's actually from Dallas. She's a basketball coach at Texas A&M, and Sydney has always dressed nice from when I've known her, but she was dressing like in nice suits, real nice, cute. She dressed like a Black woman, but she was supporting I think breast cancer, and she had some pink leather pants on with a nice turtleneck with the breast cancer sign on there. And I've seen multiple coaches wear leather pants, white, Black, Indian, whatever. But Sydney has a nice curve, a nice body. So she looks really good in those pants. And someone had to make a comment and say, hey, is this inappropriate? And that blew up. And to me, it's like, why is it inappropriate? Is it because she got curves, or is it because you can't focus because she looks real good? Like, what is it? And of course it came from a male. So I want to know y'all perspective on that as well. But as a woman, it's like, okay, I just wore those pants because they were pink and it's breast cancer awareness. I wasn't trying to get attention. Like, I can't help that I have curves. It wasn't tight all the way down. I wasn't, I'm just being myself. So why is it inappropriate because I wear leather pants when Kim Mulkey wear leather pants and stuff like that all the time?
I feel like even if, I'm gonna let the men answer, but I just have to say this. Baby has body. She knew she was gonna get looks, and get those looks, honey. You work for that body. You are pretty. You are gorgeous. You have curves. You shouldn't be apologizing to anybody. Those pants were tight and they were cute. Yeah, but go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Look at them.
Amen. Look here, I'm gonna say this off rip. Sydney, baby girl, you're fine. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a good job at what you're doing. I support you, queen. Now to address those bastards who decided they wanted to come forward. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think, me personally, I think some men want to hold women to their standard, and that's not right. That's not right because your standard is not it's not everybody else. So the fact that you want to hold somebody who's actually supporting something, supporting a cause, because that's the reason why she wore the color, and you can tell it's bright as day. Honestly, the outfit, there was nothing wrong with the outfit. What she had on was nice, and she dresses like that all the time, every day.
Yeah.
She dresses nice. So there's nothing wrong. I guess I don't know if they're used to seeing the regular coaches that wear those them shoulder pad
That's what it
suits,
is.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like them shoulder pad suits
No.
with them with them deaconess heels. Like you know what I'm saying?
Not
No,
the
man.
heels.
Yeah,
Not the
them
kitty heels. Not deaconess.
I'm about to
But
say what you
as
said.
Deaconess heels about that time.
as you talking, man, like, because I watch women's basketball too. Like, there are tons of women coaches that dress like, mentioned Kim Mulkey. I think about the Notre Dame head coach, the University of Georgia head coach.
Yep.
Like, they all dress very nice. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why she got singled out, and I'm sure that she's not the only woman, white, black, blue, who has an attractive. I mean, they're beautiful coaches and players on the WNBA and in college. So it's like I'm curious to know why he singled her out, because it's kind of odd to me. You know what I'm saying?
It's very odd. I don't like. It's very odd because I mean, I like truly. I mean, it's just like it's times have changed.
She changed.
Times have truly changed. And just and honestly, she's bringing that that flair. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Shawty bringing that pressure. You hear me? So and it ain't no wrong with that. But I feel that like some men want to control the narrative of a woman, and you cannot control.
Correct.
We are us as men. We know we can't control no damn woman.
We can't.
And I feel like
we can't control that.
I feel like some people are afraid of change, because when you think about coaches or, leaders, what do they want to put you in? Black, the color black, or muted colors, because it's powerful. And now you see that people in this new generation and new era are still about their business, but branching out in the way that they dress, in the way that they, put flavor and that fit together. And that's what we're supposed to be about, expressing yourself. She wasn't raunchy. She wasn't showing,
ghetto,
just where she had, nothing of the sort.
Yeah.
But
I'm
not gonna fault men if they prefer a more conservative woman, but calling her out in the way that you did to make it be like she did something wrong, that's what I have the problem with. And first of all, if you're not financing her, feeding her, or some other stuff to her, then she's not your business to be concerned about.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Star, can I say something real quick? They real quick to jump on her neck, but I bet you half of them, they for sure be on them OnlyFans pages though. But they ain't ready to have that conversation on her.
But
they ain't ready to have that conversation.
That goes back to what Frederick was saying about men, because typically in men's circles, you hear you wear your blue, your blacks, your grays. Like, men should, to darken colors. That's more of a power move. But that's like what Frederick was saying. We can't project how we move on women, because she's still a woman. She's a coach, but she's still a woman. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's interesting.
Boy, I done forgot my whole government name is on here. Lord, boy, call me Fred. Don't call me Fred. Call me Fred. I got it. No, you good. I gotta change that on it. God damn it. I got you. God damn it, my whole government. God,
how many times have we recorded and you're just now realizing that?
But Fred, your name is not on the screen though. He can see it, but it's not on the screen.
Oh, girl. I'm up here looking.
He really went so left and so random.
All the way left.
That's funny.
My bad.
Do y'all mind for your women? How do you prefer your women to dress when they're out representing themselves? Like, do you have a preference?
Or representing you in a way?
Yeah, because she is representing you, and vice versa.
All that. Well, okay. Now I do understand the representing me thing, but we represent each other.
Yeah.
So like we represent each other. So if you know, I just say I got a shawty, and my shawty like, babe, I'm gonna wear this. All right, babe, you fine. Well, let's go. I'm gonna match your fly tonight. You understand me? We're gonna be matching each other. But I mean, like I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer of complimenting your partner and your partner complimenting you. So like, if she want to wear something that's, if she want to show a little extra cleavage, I guess like for me, I'm confident in me. I'm confident in myself. I'm not insecure. So if she want, what I'm saying, if she want to be fly, go ahead, baby, be fly. Because I know you coming home. You understand me? So at the end of the day, baby, be sexy. Be sexy. Mm-hmm. But because I know if you respect yourself, then I know for a fact I don't have nothing to worry about. You get what I'm saying? I get that's where I stand on it. Because I know some dudes, they be like, nah, if she have on something like, nah, girl, go put them sweats on, I bought you.
No. You want her to feel good about herself. That's only going to benefit you. She's still a woman even before you came along, right? So you want her to feel good on her own. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm saying, bro. I think a lot of us as men, we have to get over our egos and insecurities when it comes to our women.
We do.
You get what I'm saying? Because of the fact that we are so insecure with ourselves and lack confidence in ourselves. So when we see her dressing sexy, we automatically get intimidated because we think that the next nigga goes, you know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about the next nigga because I know I'm doing.
Exactly.
Here's the thing: if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing at home, you ain't got to worry about the next.
You're good.
Yeah,
and we know they gonna look. That's what they do.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
But we know they may even shoot a shot because that's what we do. But we know what her response gonna be.
That's what I'm saying. You get me? You understand me?
So I agree with you, Fred. All that insecurity stuff, you can't control that, man. It's gonna happen.
That also comes to the fact that a lot of us men, we don't know ourselves. So when it comes to that, we don't take out the time to be like, and also we don't have those conversations with each other to be like, look, bro, you being insecure about this. It's like, when you're secure with yourself, then that honestly for her, she's gonna feed into that energy that you're giving because you come yourself. So she's like, well, my man like the way I'm dressing. So guess what? This is gonna benefit him. Y'all can look. But my man has to have, you know what I'm saying?
That goes with setting the tone, Fred. That goes with setting the tone.
You're like that, and thank you. That goes also setting the tone. That's why I was like that. Ever since I heard it, I always played in my head. The men set the tone in the relationship. The women create the atmosphere. And we as men, we have to get over these insecurities, man. We have to get over these insecurities because it's obvious. Insecurities kill a relationship.
Correct.
So that's what I got to say on it. Yeah. That's my motherfucking cue.
Fred dropping gems, man. I love it, man. I love it.
And I love the conversation that you both had. I love both of y'all opinions, and I hope the men out there heard them.
That right.
Y'all were listening, because
I know there definitely needs to be a part 2 to that.
Hey,
it's hard for women to.
Hey, let's do it. Let's do it. Get over your insecurities. Get over your insecurities. We're gonna time it straight to the point. Get over your insecurities.
It's hard because it's so hard for women to express themselves without getting the name or looking like a 304 or looking to this or looking to that. It's like we're always judged by the way we look, whether we wear the suits, oh, we look like a man, or if we take away the suits and we wear a dress, oh, you too revealing, you showing too much. So it's like you said, it's insecurities of other people. It's like we always trying to accommodate their feelings instead of us getting to express our feelings. Or
people are always trying to control others when they don't even know how to control themselves.
Yeah, and I wanted to, when we talked about it, I thought about Amber Rose and her slut walk. And although a lot of people were like, okay, that's doing too much. Okay, don't look at the messenger, but focus on the message. And although you might not like the name, I definitely understand where she was coming from, what she was saying, that no matter what women wear, I shouldn't be pegged a certain way, or you shouldn't think you can handle me or treat me a certain way, grope me, you know, all this and that, or at least I think that's what her, you know, stance was. But it's so true. If I want to feel sexy and wear a short, you know, bodycon or something, I'm not asking for it. I'm having fun feeling sexy. I'm still classy. I'm still a woman. You will respect me, you know?
And see, I think a lot of things too, Star. A lot of men don't understand that when women dress sexy, it ain't for us. It's for them. It's for them so they can. So they can.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's for both.
I think it's mainly for y'all, because reason why I say that is because women like to reassure themselves, I'm sexy, so I'm gonna show it off.
Yeah, but we like to hear from y'all too.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I think mainly it's mainly for y'all. We're just the reassurance of the reassurance.
Right.
That's what I
get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, like a lot of like just stop being insecure. Get out your damn feelings. Get out your feelings. I'm gonna say it again.
Get out that old.
Get out.
All right.
Well, Fred, I mean, that's your cue.
Well, hold on. Before it's Fred's cue, I want to say, so Solomon, that means you'll come back for a part 2, right?
Oh, absolutely, man. Hey, y'all dope vibe, man. I enjoy y'all. Absolutely.
We enjoy it too.
We have more family members, aka more of the cast, and they are a plum fool. Yeah, I said it when they watch this. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Dad. But real quick, to wrap everything up before Fred takes us out, I wanted to just talk about, or just real quick, give a shout out to Ketanji Brown Jackson, who is who President Biden introduced or nominated as Supreme Court nominee. That's really big. She is Black. She is a woman, minority, as Miracle was talking about. Only 5 women have served, and then only 2 Black men have been appointed to the bench. There's never been any Black woman. And of the 2 Black men, Thurgood Marshall and then Clarence Thomas. Thomason. Needless to say, Miss Brown Jackson, we are behind you. This is great. I hope we're making strides. I do hope these type of things coming from our president is sincere and genuine as to why he is. I know a lot of us might not be in agreement with what we thought was going to happen in the White House, and things take time. He's not a messiah. He's not a savior, but these type of movements and motions, representation matters. And there's a little girl and little Black boys and Black girls out there that's going to be looking at this. I'm in my 30s and I'm looking at it like, shout out to Miss Brown Jackson.
Well, can I give a little shout out? Can I give a little shout out too? I want to give a shout out to Mr. Latravius Whitfield of the Dear Future Wifey podcast. Shout out to you, brother. I love what you're doing.
I love
Keep doing what you're doing. That Dear Future Wifey podcast. If y'all don't know,
hopefully he can come on the show,
man. That'll be live. That'll be lit for sure.
Reach out to him, Fred. Reach out to him, Fred.
I can work my magic. But all right, y'all, we about to wrap this thing on up, man. It's been a great conversation, man. Make sure y'all tune in every Wednesday on the show. We on YouTube. Make sure y'all look us up on Instagram as well, Mouthful_TV. We got the website. What's the website, y'all?
www.mouthful-tv.com. That's where you can find podcasts, YouTube, everything on the website.
Everything.
A taste of the culture, everything.
Yes, sir. That's everything. So also make sure y'all stick around for the after party on Instagram. We will be on that you know what I'm saying? Going over some more shit, talking some more shit. Y'all know how we do. Man. We love y'all. One love. We'll catch y'all on the next one.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you, Solomon, for coming on.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Solomon. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, bro.
Thank you.